following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genoas Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Hello and welcome to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, and if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can see that Jameson Taunton is also with me. Hey, Jameson.
How's it going?
Well, nothing's changed in the last 4 or 5 hours when I left the office, so I'm doing good. Everything good on Oakmont Drive?
Still the same as when you left 4 or 5 hours ago.
Let me share something with the audience so they'll understand. The Taunton family is a sports family. Would you agree with that, Jameson?
Partly.
And we have, I have 4 grandsons that are involved in various sports right now. I have 2 grandsons that are playing soccer. I have 2 that are playing in Greenville Little League, one of which is Jameson's son, and he actually has a game tonight at 7:30. But I want you to be aware of that because over the next couple of months, go Kiwanis. We're going to have times when neither of us or one of us is not going to be able to be on the program, and more than likely it's because of a sporting event. And because I'm not going to miss a sporting event of one of my grandsons if I can possibly help it. So there you have that. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy watching the games. We had one last night at Elm Street. Started at 7:30, ended about 9:15. But we have to miss sometimes because of the conflict. We've got a soccer game actually tonight at 6:30, and I'm not going to make that obviously. But anyway, just so you'll know, that's what's got us preoccupied. I'm hearing a weird noise in my earphones. Anyway. So we have some information that we want to share with you. But as always, we would rather talk to you about something that is important or pertinent to you. And we can only do that if you pick up the phone and call us. Call us with a question or a comment, and we'll try to chime in or answer a question. The number here is 561-TALK, 561-8255, 561-8255. And we're going to go to a quick 2-minute break. And if you call during that break, we'll take your call first when we come back. And also, as always, if you call in with a question, your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for 2 at Ottavola. I'll even pay the tip. Ottavola is a great place, locally owned restaurant. I eat there at least once a week, and we'd love to send you there if you win. So the only program on the air, I believe, that actually gives something away for calling with a question rather than having to answer a question. So there you go. The number again, 561-TALK, 561-8255. Call in the next couple of minutes. We'll take your call first when we come back.
All right.
When we come back. Call in the next couple of minutes. We'll take your call first. When we come back. Call in the next couple of minutes. We'll take your call first. When we come back. Call in the next couple of minutes. We'll take your call first. When we come back.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here with Jameson. And the U word, uncertainty, diminished somewhat in the last 24 hours. We've had a peace agreement is the wording that I read. I'm hoping they don't mean ceasefire, but the peace agreement with Lebanon, and that would be between Israel and the United States and Lebanon. And that certainly eased some tensions in the market. And then we also have had an extension of the ceasefire with Iran. So evidently, the United States and Iran are negotiating. They're talking. Talking is good. Now, we don't have a caller. That's sad. So, Trump's not going to ease off on the accelerator. So he's going to get what he wants if we do have a peace agreement. So they'll have no nuclear capability. We're going to take their uranium. They're going to quit sponsoring terrorism, on and on. That's going to happen, if we have a peace agreement. So, regardless of what you think of Trump, and, it's easy to like some of what he does, but it's hard to like him himself personally. But regardless of what you think of him, I believe that after this is all done, the world's going to be better off. The world is going to be better. We'll have a little more security when we go to bed at night. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. All right, let's see. Okay, now let's go to the material. That was just more or less a little dialogue there. The New York Fed president, whose name is John Williams, he is actually a permanent voting member of the Fed. So he's kind of a big deal. And you remember the Fed decided in March to hold, not to make a move on their interest rate. And the markets actually are pricing in a 100% probability that the committee will stay on hold again this next meeting, which is April 28th through 29th. And in fact, you froze. There you're back. See if you can talk now. Go ahead.
We have a caller on.
Oh, we do? Oh, okay. We have Alan. Thank you for making me aware of that. Alan, you're on the air. Go right ahead with your question.
Hello, Jim. It's Pirate Al.
Oh, hey, Pirate Al. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Better than our baseball team.
What do I think about our baseball team?
No, I said if you're doing very well, you're doing a little bit better on our baseball team. Been a little bit disappointing this year, but
Jim,
it'll turn around.
We're trying to fight through it.
That's why Pirate
We
Al went
are.
up to New York to watch the Mike Trout and the Yankees play against each other instead of hanging out here this past week.
Well, how about that?
I've been a Yankee fan for 50 years, and I finally got to Yankee Stadium last night. Got to see Aaron Judge hit a home run, and
how about
got
that?
to see Mike Trout ECU signee Mike Trout and ECU signee
Yeah.
Hoppy. Both go
Yep.
both go deep, and the Yankees won on a bang play at home plate at the bottom of the ninth. It was
Wow.
if you're going to make a game, that was a great one to go to.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, we'll always claim Mike Trout because Billy Godwin went to a few of his baseball games. Anyway, he would have come here had he not signed for multiple millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Anyway.
nobody can blame him for that. But it would have been something.
You called
to
with
see
a
him in the Pirates.
question, Al.
Yes, I was always curious. What is the difference between a financial advisor and a financial planner? That's my question.
Well, there are a lot of people that can be financial advisors that aren't certified financial planners. You know, a banker, a real estate professional, an insurance agent, you know, a stockbroker. All of them can be considered financial advisors at certain points when they are actually advising you on transactions or a course of action to take. Matter of fact, mom and dad can be financial advisors. But a financial planner, if we're talking about the real deal, is a person that has a professional designation, which is CFP on the back of their name. And it requires quite a bit of study. It takes, what is it now, 6 or 7 different courses that you have to take a test after, and then there's a 2-day board exam you sit for, where you get the certified financial planner designation. And I guess that would be the difference. If somebody calls themselves a financial planner, they may not have that designation. Now, they may be doing, you know, a little bit of financial planning for you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But they certainly can't call themselves a certified financial planner.
Okay. Well,
Did that
helps
answer?
me, Jim. I didn't know if it was sort of like, you know, getting a 2-year degree from a college and then getting a 4-year degree or whatever. So the difference in the two.
Yeah.
You would
No.
explain pretty well. I didn't know pretty much anybody. Can
Financial advisors just, yeah, you just something to call yourself, really. Where a financial planner does, certified financial planner requires courses and tests and 2-day board exam and whatnot. You know, I have actually 3 professional designations, the CFP, COU, CHFC. The sum total of those 3 required 20 plus examinations, tests behind each one, and then you add in that 2-day board exam for the CFP. So I tell clients that the combination of those 3 professional designations is equivalent to a doctorate in what I do. And I think I'm pretty accurate in saying that.
One more question, Jim.
Yes.
Once the new Fed chair is named, chair is named, how quickly do you think the interest rates are going to drop?
Oh, I'd say by the next meeting. I don't know if he has. I don't know if he will, but you know, all indications are that he is much more dovish than the current chairman. But he has only 1 vote now, so he's going to wield some influence. There's no doubt about that. But he is only 1 vote. Everybody gets a vote, so it's not like he can come in immediately and say, "All right, we're lowering rates." It just doesn't work that way. But
Right.
you
When is
know,
that supposed to take place?
well, that's the good question. We don't. Powell says he's not going to step down, and I'm not sure exactly how all this works. To be honest with you, I'm not a Fed expert, but Jerome Powell has said that he's not going to step down until his term is complete, which is like another 1.5 to 2 years, you know, after
wow.
this. So, and that's why Trump says he's going to fire him if he doesn't step down, so that his guy can, you know, step in and start wielding influence. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought his term was finishing here in the near future. I didn't realize he had another year and a half left.
No. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It is. President can actually pick a new one, but the old one can stay in until his term's complete.
Okay.
Kind of funny.
Well, Jim, I appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, Alan, for calling. I appreciate that. And, of course, you're in the drawing for the Dinner for Two at Tavola, and I bet you've eaten there dozens of times.
One of my favorite restaurants.
I agree. Me too.
Love that place.
Take care, Alan.
All right. You too. Go Pirates.
Go Pirates. Yeah, we need a win streak, a big one. All right, the number here again is 252, of course, 561-TALK, 561-8255, 561-8255. And we'd love to chat with you about anything you feel is important and pertinent to you personally. And we are halfway through the program. Let's go to another quick 2-minute break, and that'll give you a chance to call. And we'll take your call first when we come back, 561-8255. And we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Glad you stayed with us during the break. Jameson, it looked like you were about to make a comment when Alan was talking. Did you have something? Or did you forget it?
Advisor versus planner.
Jameson, I don't think it's going to work from your end. You every time you start talking, you're glitching. You're fine until you start talking. So do this. Log off and log back in and see if it's better. And then we'll let you finish your comment. All right. We were talking about the New York Fed President John Williams and what he had to say. In fact, we're not looking probably for any rate reductions for a while, at least until Trump's guy takes over. But Williams did not commit to any future stance, but he noted that the outlook was very uncertain. But he after he said what he did, which was would put a little negativity on things, then he said that he forecast a 2 to 2.5% in gross domestic product for the next quarter, with inflation around 2.7 to 3%, before eventually drifting back to the Fed's 2% target in 2027. Now, Jameson, what's negative about that? That sounds pretty good to me.
I caught the tail end of what you were saying after logging in. I don't know what the issue is over here, but
yeah, I was just saying that the New York Fed president was predicting 2 to 2.5% gross domestic product growth for the next quarter. Inflation around 2.7 to 3%, eventually drifting back to the Fed's 2% target in 2027. That doesn't sound too bad to me.
I mean, inflation going down and GDP going up is a positive. The only negative I could think somebody might mention is the growth is slower than maybe they expected, or the decrease in inflation is slower than they expected. But I mean, with all this going on, you can't really complain about that.
No, not at all. So I don't know, where his beef is, to be quite honest with you. I saw another article that was interesting, which is interesting because two of Jameson's brothers, which are also known as my sons, both of them used to be instructors at Pitt Community College. One is still there, and one moved on to ECU. But they would always say that when the economy is worse, their enrollment goes up. Now, that's probably because the cost of education at Pitt is going to be less than it is at a university. And you can take 2 years of education at Pitt and transfer, and those hours transfer 100% over to another university and finish your 4-year degree in 2 years. So there are many people taking that route. But the article says community college enrollment rises as more grads pursue associate degrees. Now, Jameson, is that a leading economic indicator forecasting a downturn in the economy, or is it not really consequential?
I don't think so. While the economy may be slightly slowing in some ways, there's just a lot of positives there. I think kind of one of those big factors with the community college enrollment would be the jobs market. But we've had positive numbers in the jobs market, for the past several months. So, I don't. Doesn't seem like that's going to come into play here. So,
yeah,
I think maybe some nervousness on some of those graduates may be the key there, but I don't feel that it's a leading indicator of what's to come.
No. Matter of fact, a few programs ago, I predicted that this Iran war thing would end sooner rather than later. And it looks like it's heading that direction. And we had rumors before that, hey, it's peace agreement and talks, and the market would take off. And then when it found out it wasn't true, it would come back down. And I said that on the rumor, the market shot up. So when we get definitive knowledge that war is coming to a close, then the market was going to shoot up, and it has. It has already started that, actually, and it's going to continue. We've hit some new highs, and I think we're going to hit new highs for just about the remainder of the year, unless there's something unforeseen out there. Iran sets off a nuke somewhere, then all bets are off, but don't think that's going to happen either. But I think we're going to have a pretty positive market from now until the end of the year, and big techs are probably going to lead the way. What say you, Jameson?
I agree, and that reminded me I had taken a picture of a message or email that I sent to a client, and we'd had this discussion. But the client, relatively new, he was a referral from a current client, had some money that he'd been setting away for a while and was looking to do something. And we got in the market right at the end of December, beginning of January, which, we felt like we were poised for another positive market. Obviously, this whole thing with Iran couldn't foresee that coming. So, after 4.5 months of being in the market, just kind of started feeling uneasy. He had some money that he'd been building up for a while, working hard for, and wanted to grow it. And, we felt like we could by investing in what we did, and just, started questioning whether he should stay in the market. But I'll look through this message real quick and kind of let you know what I think our thoughts on things are the same. But, I understood his hesitancy and anxiety with things. His account was down just a little bit, but since the statement that he was looking at from last month, it had gone up, I think 10% or so from there, maybe 5%.
But Jameson, let me add one thing, interject. What he needs to understand is this was a retail account. It wasn't large enough to do an advisory account or some other things that don't have acquisition costs. This had an acquisition cost, which is called a load on the front end of the fund. And he paid 5 to 5.75% to get the money in there. And yet he's only down between 1% and 2%. So that means from an investment performance, he's up. Now, in his pocket and on his statement, obviously he sees that it's below what he put in, but it has recovered a considerable percentage of what that acquisition cost was.
Yeah, I told him that this little downturn and the volatility was temporary and it was short-lived. And as soon as everything with Iran and the Strait of Hormuz was settled, we felt like that the market would jump to recover quicker than when it went down. I think all the pieces are starting to align. And then there's just that one big piece right there at the end that we're waiting to work itself out. And as soon as that's cleared, I think we're going to be off like a rocket toward the end of the year. Obviously with the midterms, like we talked about on the previous show, those can cause some uncertainty with different things, but I think it's going to be a small blip. And after that, we're going to be, all forces ahead.
Agreed.
So, but long story short, was able to settle them down, and we're going to keep going. And, you just got to invest with that, those long-term perspectives in mind. We can't look at things month to month. Things are going to come up. But majority of the time, obviously we guarantees a no, but for the most part, where you start, where you end over a long period of time is going to be a positive ride for you. So. And
therein lies the value of working with a professional investment advisor. Our job is part of it is to help you not shoot yourself in the foot. The greatest detriment to individual investors who are managing their own money is investor behavior. They make decisions based on emotions, fear and greed, basically. So they get out at the wrong time, get back in at the wrong time, blah, blah, blah. So they lose performance over time because of the decisions they make. Whereas our job, Jameson, is to help clients not make bad decisions and to remain invested during the circumstantial downturns. I say circumstantial. It is a war, and it's worrisome. But it is circumstantial because there's really nothing fundamentally wrong with our market, with our economy. Earnings are great. Profits look good. I mean, honestly, the interest rate environment is getting better all the time. But it's a positive situation right now in the United States. Be thankful you're a U.S. citizen. We are the oasis of the world. We have growth when very few places in the world have growth. Europe is in recession. China is seeing deflation on prices, on and on and on. The United States is the oasis of the world. All right, I'm not experiencing anything new. So we've been through geopolitical conflict. We've gone through periods of recession, and we will certainly get through this unscathed. Yes, we will. Having said all that, this is Jameson and Jim helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody.
Go Kiwanis.